Hello and welcome. You're listening to Metal Verbalizers, and I am Johan. Today I will verbalize the thrash metal band Mur Doc 104. Before going further into this episode, I would like to mention that Mur Doc 104 and members of the band have been liking and commenting on our page for a while now. This is something that we greatly appreciate and makes us more than happy to make this episode. Mur Doc 104 is a thrash metal band from Malta. The band was originally founded in 2015, and in 2017 the band had its first full official lineup. Throughout the following years, however, there were a few lineup changes, and in 2022 the lineup of Mur Doc 104 became what it is today. The band seemed to be mainly influenced by the old school type of thrash metal, with bands such as Exodus, Death Angel, Forbidden, and Hyrax. But these are only some examples of bands that Mur Doc 104 is influenced by. The members of the band are, however, very clear that they do not want to compare themselves too much with other bands. They seem to have the kind of approach that they are a thrash metal band that wants to do their own thing. On the other hand, they're not really looking to reinvent the thrash metal genre either. While this may seem kind of contradictory at first, I personally believe that this makes a lot of sense. The members of Mur Doc 104 are big fans of old school thrash metal and use this style to influence their own music. But at the same time, Mur Doc 104 is striving to kind of like present their own interpretation of this. The lyrics in the songs written by Mur Doc 104 seem to deal a lot with subjects such as freedom and, in some ways, I would even say philosophy. To give you some examples of what I mean by that, the song The Undying is about an individual with inhuman strength, and the song discusses on whether this is something that should be considered a blessing or if it is really a curse. Another example of this can be found in the song that shares the same name as the band, Mur Doc 104. The song is written about a serial killer who is waiting for his next victim and simply does not care about the consequences of his evil actions. This is what I consider to be very philosophical in Mur Doc 104's lyrics. The difference between good and bad. Are the inhuman abilities a blessing, or are these abilities a curse? There are, however, songs by Mur Doc 104 that do not really follow this type of theme. And that is, for example, Thrashing the Boat, which is a song that is pretty much made for the intention to make people mosh. The lyrics are kind of about being on a boat, drinking beer, and basically causing chaos. It seems to me like a song such as Thrashing the Boat is going for a more partying, drinking beer and moshing type of style. The Undying was the first song that Mur Doc 104 wrote as a band, and I would say that it is a very good place to start. Because as the band have described themselves, it is the one song that defines the band's musical style. It's catchy, it's aggressive, and with the intention to deliver a statement. Basically the same qualities Mur Doc 104 think that the entire thrash metal movement was initially built upon, and I tend to agree. The Undying is also the title given to Mur Doc 104's first EP. Something I really like about this EP, other than the music of course, is the EP's cover art. It is basically depicting a tall man holding a bloody drill and looking downwards at what can pretty much be assumed to be his latest victim. It is a very dark and violent album cover, but not really gory. It is the implications that make the art feel sinister and not explicit violence or gore. This is a type of album art that I really like. It is also kind of encouraging you to think and imagine rather than simply showing you the whole picture. We don't know what he is looking at. We can only assume. When it comes to the future plans of Mur Doc 104, this is something that I personally most certainly look forward to a lot. One thing is that they are already hard at work with their debut full-length album. As of now, I don't know much more about it, unfortunately. The band have simply said that they are working on it, and that they should be able to put it together soon. So we will have to wait for more info regarding this. I would, however, definitely encourage you to keep your eyes and ears open for this. While I am a big fan of the band's EP titled The Undying, I'm very curious to find out how Mur Doc 104 will sound on a full-length album. Something else that I would like to add is that Mur Doc 104 is currently searching for bands and festivals in mainland Europe, because the band is interested in playing some gigs in mainland Europe. So if there's anybody that is listening to this podcast that could help Mur Doc 104, or maybe know someone that could, it would definitely be very appreciated, and we at Metal Verbalizers highly encourage you to contact Mur Doc 104 about this. But it would also be very appreciated, of course, if you who are listening would like to spread the word, both about the band in general, of course, but also about potential gig opportunities in mainland Europe for Mur Doc 104. With that being said, I believe it is time to wrap this up. I appreciate you listening, and if you like this episode, then make sure to follow us at Metal Verbalizers, and we will make sure to keep giving you more episodes like this one. If this episode would result in you checking this band out, then please tag us and let us know. We would appreciate it a lot, and it is a great way to both support us but also the bands. We will be back to you next week with another verbalization.